y'all? We are back, man. We got fucking Josh, we got fucking David here tonight. It's been a minute since I've had all these guys together. No Zach. Zach is on baby duty, daddy duty. But right now, the couple things, you know, me and Frank Del Vecchio are knee deep in the Rob Zombie movie retrospective. We were hoping to record Halloween 2 tomorrow, which would be Sunday, but something came up for Frank. So we're going to go for, you know, we're going to shoot for next weekend, see what happens. Right now we are also knee deep into the release schedule of our Christmas album that David and I are producing real heavily right now. We got a lot of different artists from here in town, mostly locally. Don't have anybody outside of the state. Like on the Halloween album, like we had Nikki Virus from California. She actually said no thanks. When I said, hey, you want to do a song for the Christmas album? She said no thanks. It's like, all right, yeah, I get you. You know, because she's more, you know, her shit's a little more darker. Maybe she couldn't figure out how to Christmas her shit up. I don't know. I even asked Marcus Eder from the band Strawfoot. I even asked him. But he had said, you know, me and the new band, we're just figuring ourselves out. We don't want to focus on this right now while we're trying to focus on our main sound. So nobody out of state, but we got a lot of local people. Buddy JR, I've known for a long time, has got a song. Another buddy, Jacob Black, got a song on here I've known for a long time. Another buddy, Denzel, who does DJ John Q. He has a track on here, a really cool fucking house track. God, who else? Another buddy, another man named Travis, he's got a track on here. Me and our buddy Heath of the Big Heater Media, who would do the Bob McKenzie and Little Timmy show on YouTube. He has also done a few commercials for our Sticky Middle Finger album that has yet to release. We just got to finish the album cover for that one, and it will be released. But we got a lot of fucking people on here. Him and I did a collab with a band that we're doing called Ditch Donkey. And then Zach and I, we just started a song today, a Sticky Middle Finger Christmas song in the style of Red Hot Chili Peppers. And also David and I have a ton of songs as our main projects and random band projects. Because I love style parodies. I got a lot of style parodies on there. David's got some style parodies on there. But do you have a Chaos in Order track on this?
I don't on this one. No, I think we'll leave that for maybe the Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
So I think Das Boot, I didn't do that one. Anything with that.
Oh yeah, you didn't do a Das
I think
Boot
I think I'll leave that with the Halloween stuff. But no, like I got a lot. Man, we went crazy hard on this.
He's got like 8 tracks. I got a ton of little tracks.
We got a track together.
Yeah, we got a track together that we collaborated on. So it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that a majority of the recording is done. Right now I'm just waiting on vocals from Zach on this Sticky Middle Finger track. And then Stas and I will go over the album cover, and then it will be finished. The release date is Black Friday. Christmas is coming so hard. That's the tagline. But now getting into it, we're going to review the debut album of Kim Dracula, one of my favorite artists right now, favorite new artists right now, but a little bit of a disclaimer, because this is all new to us. Definitely new to me as far as any person on these videos. Kim uses they and them pronouns, alright? So, obviously, the three of us, we're in the fucking South. There's not a lot of that going on. So, we aren't used to it. But I have absolutely no problem with it. I do not want to misgender or misrepresent anyone. especially here on the YouTube. This is all equality. I am cool. We are cool with everybody. So what I'll say is I will, within the best of my possibility, try and stick with the they and them. But if we happen to slip up and throw in a he or a him, please don't grill us in the comments. Just know that this is all new to us as far as speaking about an artist's work. So without any further ado, a gradual decline in morale. The debut fucking track, or debut album of Kim Dracula. How did you guys first hear of Kim Dracula? Because your and our story is pretty fucking similar and kind of funny. What about you, Josh? How did you first hear Kim Dracula?
I don't remember. I really can't, because I remember listening to it and I told you one day, hey, you need to check this guy out. And that was a while back. Then months later, you were like, hey, they got an album come out. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude, Josh, that Kim Dracula album is amazing.
Yeah, it's heard on. It came up, I think, on Facebook or some shit. I don't know. I can't really 100% remember. I remember looking it up. I looked up it was Killdozer.
True. Different song for me. It was funny because I had one morning was sitting out there smoking before work, and it was a link on my Facebook, and it said da-da-da song 70 Thorns featuring Jonathan Davis, and I was like, I'll check this out. I played it and I was like blown the fuck away. And then later on that day, David sends me, dude, check this out, and it was 70 fucking Thorns with Jonathan Davis, and I was like, dude, I just checked this out earlier today. So that's how I first heard Kim Dracula.
I heard "Make Me Famous" first.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, like I heard "Make Me Famous," and then I kind of went down a rabbit hole and realized he only had a few songs out. So then I listened to every one of them. And now he's like, my phone is like, here's another song by somebody else featuring Kim Dracula. And there's like 4 or 5 other songs that he's not on his album. He's done with Tech Nine, and then a few other people that I've listened to had him on there. There was one band I heard the other day. I can't remember what it was, but it said featuring him, and I was like, I was like, this is out of his ballpark, but okay. And you can barely understand, like you can barely tell that he was in it though. Like, well, no, it was so processed though. You couldn't even tell that Kim Dracula was on the album because how they sounded and stuff. I was like, I didn't even realize he was on there until if it didn't say that he was on there. So I wonder what he did.
Apparently, Kim Dracula was a part of another band before they went solo like this in Australia. Kill me if I'm wrong. Haven't heard any of that stuff yet. I'd have to look it back up. But how about this? This album wins the title of Most Entertaining Album of the Year, Most Unpredictable Album of the Year. Not a single bad song, not a single boring moment, not a single unentertaining moment.
It doesn't give you time to be bored.
Yeah, I mean, it barely gives you time to register what the fuck you just heard 30 seconds ago. It is all over the place, but it is definitely the kind of shit that I look for. And right now in these days, I call this, it's just easier to say, call it the Mike Patton genre, because more and more people I am hearing take influence from Faith No More, Mr. Bungle, just Mike Patton projects, Phantomus, Peeping Tom, and putting it all together and doing something new with it, like Dog Fashion Disco, Stolen Babies, 12-Foot Ninja, just all the way. It's just, we should just call the genre Mike Patton. That's just what we need to do.
The MP.
What kind of genre do you play, Mike Patton? and people in the know would understand completely what you're talking about. Because it's so hard to say, oh yeah, man, this album is metal, Spanish, you know, house,
lounge,
techno, rap, trap, lounge. Like, I mean, what else? Holy shit! From the moment the album starts, it is a fucking journey.
It's kind of hard, like, you have the same opinions.
Yeah, well, you got the same opinions. So we're going to go track by track. The album starts off with the title track, A Gradual Decline in Morale. Starts with some really cool bells and some angelic vocals, and then you get this, like, and this cathedral organ stuff, like you had said earlier, like a black metal.
Yeah, it sounds like the beginning of a black metal song, I felt like, I was like...
Beginning of a Cradle of Filth album.
Right, yeah, that's what it sounds like. Right? You have that dun, like that, and then you have like just high-pitched squeal right at the end of it. Like,
real King Diamond style high-pitched, too. Like, real clean high-pitched. Not like death growl or Danny Filth Banshee screams.
His whistle.
I don't know if anybody can do that. But yeah, it starts off sounding like a black metal album, and what I love is like the bat noises, man, like bat chirping and flapping during the cathedral.
Well, it's Dracula. It's the whole like Dracula thing.
It was so cool, so fucking cool.
It was definitely dope.
But then the album starts proper with the track My Confession. What a motherfucking beginning of an album. I was worried, right? Alright, I heard 70 Thorns before we heard the album several months ago. And I was like, this is some awesome shit. Right? But then when I started the album, alright, I was like, cool intro, bro. My Confession. A couple minutes, or hell, barely a minute into the song, I'm like, I hope they didn't blow their load on the very first track, and then the rest of the album kind of meanders or is trying to figure itself out. No! No!
Doing exactly
it is blowing a load on every track. Every track. This song starts with some Sweet Chili Peppers or Faith No More fucking slap bass shit. With the with the Anthony Kiedis style raps and the fuck, and it's like, what the fuck is this going on, man?
I think it's heavy.
Yeah, then it goes into this like drag queen runway model stuff. I say work it, bitch. Like, fucking love it, man. Every moment. Then we get the chorus. And it's that I wanna mind control. Gets heavy, gets fucking heavy, like riffy and shit. Then after that, we get like, I guess the manager character. I don't know, but he's like, okay, the track is speeding up now. Better change the subject before you get in trouble again. This is your debut album. You got one shot. Show them what you're made of. Then we get into this motherfucking hardcore rap shit with Kim's style of rap and screaming that is just cool as fuck. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it's dope.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck, man. I don't know what the... What'd you say? It was dope? Dope as a motherfucker.
Right.
Damn. And then we get a random-ass disclaimer. The thoughts and views of this album are not the thoughts and views of Kim Dracula themselves. And it's like, what the fuck, man? And then after that, you get a sick fucking breakdown. Like, damn. And then the chorus comes back, and you're like, oh yeah, fuck.
There was another song.
This is the same song. Like, we're listening to the same song.
It's a good thing there's cuts in like certain things because you'd be lost. You'd just be like, is this just one long song?
Right? Like, holy fuck.
There's actual endings to the songs. It's just like, to some of them. Some of them actually do bleed into the next song.
But yeah, so good. Then we get an interlude, one of many interlude tracks, The Pledge. That's just kind of noise, which is cool. It's just there. It's just there to help with the vibe of the concept of the album. Then we have Luck Is a Fine Thing. Goes hardcore in the new metal vibes. I love the rapping. And then you get this drum and bass part, kind of like a 90s kind of fucking drum and bass shit with these corn scat things. And then you get King Diamond Scream, and then it's so fucking good. It's all over the place. Then you get this random shit, and I love this all throughout the album, this random shit where it goes to, share a coffee with your fellow civilian. Tasty. Like, so fucking random. So fucking random. Then there's like some random slap bass in there and shit. Then you get this weird slow bit that to me sounds like an 80s horror movie where he's like, whoa, what is your name? And he's like, come with me, I'll show you everything.
That's just so funny.
But
I have to know who you are. Come with me. That's just so funny.
It's so fucking cool. So random, so different. But the synthesizer sounds like some 80s horror shit, like mew, 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 mew.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. It's popular now.
It's the thing.
Fuck, it's so good. And then, after that, it's another fucking breakdown, and then another Faith No More kind of Mike Patton thing. Then we get the track Drown. Nice and slow, with a good beat. And the, I'm not fucking around, you know what I mean? And the fucking,
that has the catchiest, I think.
Right,
like,
I hope you fucking drown.
Like the, I think out of all the songs on the album, that song is the most, less chaotic? The least chaotic album. Like, it's gotta be the least chaotic, because it flows with that song, and then it does have a little, like, chaos there, but then it just kind of backs into, like, there was, like, that radio metal and mixed in with whatever Kim Dracula does, but it was more of that, so, I mean, it's good, though, it's really, I mean, it goes well, I like the song.
Because it fucking, you get that part, but then there's a little crazy electro bit. And then some random jazz trumpets, like, so fucking out of nowhere. It makes you laugh, it makes you go, oh damn, that was a cool fucking spot to put that random noise. Man, this album keeps you on your toes. All the way. Next is the track Superhero.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, that riff at the beginning, it's a wow. For some reason, I always think of the very beginning on Why Can't We Be Friends? I
heard more like that's like a Rage Against the Machine kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what I thought thought about. I was like
that porn wooka noise.
Right, but that's what they did. Like they've done that on a couple like wow.
Yeah. Was it
wow.
Bow wow wicka bow wow wicka wicka.
Right, so that's what I was thinking when I heard it. I was like, okay, this is like kind of Rage Against the Machine.
Just hitting hard on the wah pedal.
Right. It was good though.
But then you get some more cool rap shit. Some more cool Faith No More kind of shit.
Every song's
alright, and then some sick fucking pig grunts, man. I don't know, man. Like you're trying to cough up some shit that's like deep in your bronchitis ass.
It was bad, like pigs, like it's just like
I love that shit.
It's funny as fuck, though.
So fucking good, man. And then the next track is Are You, featuring a Kieran J. Kalinian. I don't know who this person is.
Couldn't tell if he was on there.
But you got a sweet beat and a sweet flow, and then that, you're a pedophile, you're a pedophile. And then the track kind of melts down. Like that one's that. Is that one? I don't know what he was saying, but he'd be like, you're a pedophile. You're a pedophile. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, there's so much on there.
Yeah,
like,
dude. That's why I had to make these
trying
notes,
to remember,
man.
trying to remember what happened on which song. You're like,
Yeah.
Did it happen on that song or did this happen on this song? I mean, it's good though. Like I told Travis earlier, it's clean chaos. It's a really well produced, chaotic album, but it's like just clean.
It knows. It just knows how to keep you on your toes and just guessing. It is the most unpredictable album I've heard in a long time.
My favorite song.
Which one's your favorite?
This one. This one's coming up.
Oh, Land of the Sun. Oh, Land of the Sun. Like, oh man, that's so good, right?
It's the best one. Then right before Undercover is my second favorite. That's
Right.
I love that Havana sound.
Yeah, dude, the fucking like some damn.
That's why Land of the Sun is good because it also has that kind of Caribbean sound.
Buena Vista Social Club kind of shit going on. But yeah, you got that big metal at the beginning, and then the Latin-y stuff with the Elvis big on. Thank you very much. Like, fuck, well, dude, like, this motherfucker had to be just sitting in the studio, right?
Smoking meth.
Right. We're just like, I mean, oh my god. Fucking wild. Then you got the horns over the thank you very much, and a great breakdown with a random sitar. That's another thing I like about
the lounge on
the breakdowns on this album. Throw in the most entertaining bits, because like I've heard for like the past 16 years, I've heard breakdowns that dun 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 blah, 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 just a weird dissonant guitar lead thing, you know. But this motherfucker be like. Dun 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 boom ba 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 boom boom ba 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 boom ba 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 dun dun dun, like the most random noises at the hit moment of your breakdown, and this one throws in a random sitar. Then you get into some bumping ass beats and some Spanish horns, like motherfucker. Then at the end though, that's when you get them little the fucking like cartoon noises and shit. So fucking good. Fucking good all the way. Next is The Turn. Whereas it's halfway through the album now, and it's a really cool intermission because at the end of Land of the Sun, this guy's like, hey, okay, you know what? Let's just go to commercial.
Go to commercial break. Let's go to commercial break.
Right, and then you get this like elevator music, and it's like
a lobby music.
Right, yeah, like lobby
like,
music or a cheap menu.
You've already
music.
made it halfway through.
Yeah, keep listening, or please keep listening. This may be one of your favorite albums of all time. You're already halfway there. You know, like, so fucking cool, man. So random, so fucking cool. I mean, wow. Just fucking wow. Next after that is Divine Retribution, which you got that cool rap bit at the beginning, but you gotta love the whoop, whoop, the random ass whoops, the high pitched fucking whoops.
Yeah, this shit's fucking.
And then you get some corn, scat shit, and then when you get the swarm of police officers are chasing the one and only Kim Dracula. Would you believe it?
It's so random.
Oh God.
That is the phrase for this album. It's just random.
I mean, really. And then you get some more awesome scat shit, then another house beat moment, then another breakdown that throws in like a sax, and it's like dun dun dun, like, oh my God.
It's like listening to metal and then being interrupted by the Mario game.
Yeah, right?
And then you have to turn it down, turn back up the metal.
Then you get some more Latin stuff. Then I call this like a Stolen Babies moment, where you get this with an accordion in there. It reminds me a lot of Stolen Babies, which I don't know if you've heard Stolen Babies, you would understand what I'm talking about.
I haven't listened to them in years.
Like a heavy metal Oingo Boingo. But man, and then another fucking great breakdown with a really nice high screen. Like, it's hard to talk about this album.
It really is, because you don't know what to say. Because
Like,
you're like,
here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece, here's a piece.
you have to just talk about what you liked about certain parts in each song. So in a way.
It
I don't
is.
even remember, like I said, like Undercover, I remember the chorus part of it, but then I don't remember else whatever happened, because it was just like, alright, let's go back to that. And I wanted to listen to it 3 times, so I need to listen to the album 17 more times to understand. To really, really dive into the album, I need at least 17 more times to listen to this album. To
I killed this album probably the first 3 or 4 weeks after it dropped. Today was the first time I probably listened to it in maybe a month, because there's been a lot of new shit dropping that I've been diving into. But man, hearing it again today, it was like, oh man, I forgot about this part. I forgot about this part. I forgot about this part. It's one of those albums like the first 2 Korn albums, or even the new Avenged Sevenfold album, that are just so unpredictable that when you listen to them again, you're like, oh shit, I forgot about this part. That's fucking cool. You know, it is. But this one has so much of that. It's like, it is so, like you said, it's so hard to remember certain bits. But that is not a
bad thing.
Yeah, it is not a bad thing. It's not a detriment to this album. It is one of the most interesting things about this. This is the most interesting piece of musical art I've heard in a long time, much less all year.
I mean, yeah, you think about it though, so that you can't remember something. It's 48 minutes long.
Yeah, that's
right?
A lot of shit to throw in some 48
it's like
minutes.
48 minutes, and then you condense parts of everything in every song into it, and you're trying to remember certain little parts that were like you really liked, but then you couldn't remember it because something else you really liked here 5 seconds after that, and you're like, fuck, and then you're like, crap, I need to go back to it. And I mean, it's just insane. It's an insane album for 48 minutes. I mean,
like he said, it's chaos. It's clean chaos.
Clean chaos.
But it's chaos. He mentioned earlier that it's like Phantomus, but easier to listen to.
Yeah, much easier.
Whereas like Phantomus, chaos all day long. But like
that's what gave me those vibes on though, because it was just like, all over.
Another Mike Patton thing. Another Mike Patton project. This album reminds me a lot of 3 Mike Patton albums. The first Mr. Bungle, the third Mr. Bungle, California, and his Peeping Tom album. Those 3 Mike Patton albums are like go-tos when it comes to the sound of a lot of this album, and maybe throw in some of that Faith No More, The Real Thing, maybe throw in a little bit of that, but you can also cross-check that with some early Chili Peppers. It's up to you to decide, but 3 main albums that this album reminds me of, definitely. So we can't say Disco Volante, Mr. Bungle, because that is like arguably the most artistic Mr. Bungle album, but also arguably the most annoying Mr. Bungle album. But you take some of the randomness from the first album of Mr. Bungle and take a lot of that great clean shit from California, and you mix that together. Then you throw in some of the more poppy aspects from Peeping Tom, drip that in there. And then throw a lot of metal and a lot of modern metal stuff and a lot of new metal stuff, and throw that in there. It is. You were saying it was like a salad?
Yeah, like a toss a salad. Like, hey, all right, this piece of lettuce, yeah, that's jazz. All right, this piece of lettuce over here. All right, now we need to sprinkle some of the carrots in, which is the fucking like the new metal carrots. I mean, it's just a salad.
Some new metal carrots, some rat parmesan.
I mean, just like it's insane how like your brain kind of puts things together. And though, like the only thing I can describe it as is like a
Spanish tomatoes.
Because salad is just a bunch of shit in a fucking bowl, right? That's supposed to be good for you. So, so you're like, all right, and then you're trying to take it all in. So you're scooping
all the different flavors and all the different notes. All complement each other perfectly.
That's what I'm saying. Like and then you got the end where you sprinkle the ranch dressing, or if you're
whichever dressing you prefer. Like Caesar, blue cheese. I'm a blue cheese fan myself.
You're gonna stir it into it. You stir it all together.
The blue cheese.
What is with your hand thing? I'm just sitting here watching him. He is illustrating everything with his hands.
I do talk with my hands. I've always talked with my hands.
A little more
deaf
than normal.
people understand.
You've been drinking a lot.
This is the third one, and these are Imperial IPAs. So these are up there.
Deaf people understand.
You become more boisterous in the hands the more you drink.
This is an 8.5 alcohol. So I've had 3 of these and not much to eat today. You know what's funny is it's somebody that reminds me of me. When we were watching a lot of Modern Family, the big gay dude, Cameron, I'm like, damn, that guy reminds me so much of me.
Minus the gay part.
But the way the man talks with his hands and oh my god, reminds me so much of me. But yeah, you're right. A salad, so much shit thrown in there and blended together, and all of it is good for you. All of it complements each other. The transitions. When you talk about this album, the average person will be like, how does this transition into that? For some reason, it just works. I'm gonna quote Todd Howard, the great Todd Howard here. It just works. And it fucking does, man. It fucking does. Unlike Fallout 76, this fucking does. Well, yeah, it works now. That's how every game is now. Is you release the game, it's shitty as fuck. A year to 2 later, it's fucking great. We could thank Ubisoft for that with their Assassin's Creed Unity, because when the game came out, it was shit, but by the time I got around to playing it, this shit is great. But 5 or 6 other AC games have already come out at that point.
Yeah, but Bethesda's always been the one group who like release crap, but you deal with it.
We'll fix it later, but I'm a Bethesda fanboy all the way. Been so for a long time. So I don't give a shit. I know how boring Starfield is supposed to be, but by the time I get around to playing it, it's gonna be great. You know, one day, I'm not that much of a gamer anymore. So one day I'll get to it. I mean, I'm waiting for that Scroll 6, y'all. Waiting for that Scroll 6. Next is Industry Secrets. Great horns and slap bass at the beginning, and then blast beats. And I love the chorus with the, it's who do you know, and who do you blow.
Not who do you blow. It's not who do you blow.
Oh.
It's who do you know, not who do you blow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, I do. I think this is the one song that anybody can listen to and they understand what the lyrics mean. Not hear them, but they like what they meant for. Obviously, Industry Secrets is kind of like point blank, but lyrically, you can kind of be like, in order to get big, you have to suck dick.
Pretty much,
according to that song.
Pretty much. And to me, the biggest thing I always remember about this song is, all I wanted was to be a fucking artist. And then the bit where he's like, how the fuck are you almost 40 years old and still singing about teenage love?
And after that, though, he was like, I love you. Some shit like that.
Oh. And then you get, like, the first breakdown with the awesome pig grunts.
Some shit like that.
Like, what is this man, what is this person doing? You get some nice electronica shit at the end, but fucking A. this Kim Dracula could sing high, scream low.
He has good range.
Yeah, a range like a motherfucker. Then we get Rose.
This is my favorite song. Man. I love this song.
Did you just say
I'm annoyed by that song because every time I hear it, I just think of you.
Really?
Wino.
I am
I love
wino.
That's what Rose is. He's talking about wine.
How many songs are out there by anybody really that are a love song to a bottle of wine? My brain just went straight up to some dude like dancing with a bottle of wine, a rosé, in his fucking like living room or some shit.
I just think of Travis with his boxed wine.
I mean,
oh yeah, the boxed wine.
That's what's Travis.
It'll get you drunk.
Right? But I mean, I loved it. I thought it was great, and then like, it was a slow song, but the lyrics make it the song, I think, because of like the fact that he's making a love song to a bottle of wine. Right, pour me another glass or something. And he's talking to it, like, make it sweet.
You got a flavor.
I mean, I loved it. I mean,
man,
and then the end. Well, I mean, I have to say, because most of the song is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
This one's probably the one song that's not all over the place. Up until you have like this really soft part,
closer to the end.
Closer to the end, where it just fucking rips a fucking cover part, or at least the chorus of Caroline by fucking Outkast.
Which I gotta listen to that.
It up.
Because he says it reminds him of or it's taken from the Outkast thing. I'm not too familiar.
He's saying, Caroline, you're mighty fine. But
which album is that on?
Oh, I don't remember what fucking album it's on.
I don't have ATLians, but I have every... in fact, hell, I have every Outkast except ATLians.
I don't know, but he screamed, but Kim screams it like, he's just like, Caroline! You're mighty fine. Like, I mean, it was fucking
Caroline
into it.
So good.
But I heard that part though, and I was like, holy shit, it's fucking Outkast.
So he caught something that I didn't.
Right.
And I have the fucking Outkast album, so
I used to listen to their popular stuff.
I love Stankonia. And I love Andre's side of the speaker box.
Apparently he's coming out with another album.
Supposedly, Andre ain't done shit.
Like 20, 15 years?
Andre ain't done shit since Outkast broke up. Like a song or two. That's it. Big Boy been doing all kinds of shit. Andre ain't done shit. Which, I mean, technically he really hasn't had to. He's got all that Outkast money sitting around. But, you know, Andre to me was the most interesting part of Outkast. Because it was more flamboyant, it was more weird, it was more wild. But I hate to say it, on Speaker Box Love Below, I love Andre's disc more than Big Boy's. But to me, it's that System of a Down thing. These two guys got to be together for me to really enjoy the both of them. Because away from each other, yeah, your part's cool, I know what you're doing, this is what you do. Yeah, your part's fine, this is what you do, I get it. But you're not, I'm hearing Big Boy and I'm like, damn, this would be a cool part for fucking Andre to come on. And I'm hearing Andre and I'm like, damn, this would be a cool point for Big Boy to come on. You know, together. Together.
We come back.
Just like Outkast. Just like Genesis. Certain artists just complement each other so fucking well. Where the solo shit, good. But it's missing something. And I think I can tell you who it's missing. So
Rose,
man, Rose, I love it. This one is heavy on the Mike Patton vibes, especially something from Mr. Bungle's California album. And just heavy on, I don't know, just the doo-woppy fucking just, I don't know, man. But what's crazy about this song is we mentioned that it doesn't go way too crazy like the rest of the songs on the album. This album is probably the most musically subdued, but vocally it gets fucking unhinged toward the end of the song. It gets really crazy, really wild with vocally. Musically, it doesn't change too crazy.
Right. It's pretty much the least chaotic song on the whole album.
Musically, least chaotic, but the vocals. It starts off very subdued, very beautiful, very straightforward. But then toward the end, the music kind of throws in some electronic-y things that fit in with what it was originally doing. But the vocals, man, the vocals get more and more unhinged toward the end, and then it gets heavy. It's real heavy.
He was representing him as like drunk as fuck at the time he starts singing Caroline, because it kind of leads up to it where he starts kind of slurring his vocals a little bit.
Yeah, which is cool as fuck.
And then like he's like Caroline, like he's just like fucking like ravagely drunk right now, and he's just screaming out to the world. That's what I think that part was for. That because he's just like, what song? I'm just drunk as fuck. Let's just pick an Outcast song and start fucking screaming. To like, and I mean, you're drunk as fuck. I mean, you don't care. I think that's what that is. It was a lead up to that.
Fucking cool. Fucking cool. Because right now, I'm pretty fucked up. Next, we have 70 Thorns featuring Jonathan Davis. The first track I ever heard from Kim Dracula. Which for what I have wrote down, I love the high-pitched scream at the beginning. I love the rap bit. Here's the thing, a lot of these songs, metal part, rap part, breakdown. But what's cool is it's always a different metal part, it's always a different rap part, it's always a different, he's always doing something different with each thing. Metal part, rap part, breakdown. Rap part, metal part, breakdown, you know, and throwing an electronica bit here and there. So there is a slight structure to this album when you really pay attention. But every bit is like, it's a fucking puzzle. It's like you take those alphabet magnets and just throw them at the fridge.
Let's see what happens.
You know? And then Jonathan Davis, his feature on here is cool. It feels like a pass, not necessarily a passing of the torch, but it's an honor to have Kim, who's got a lot of nu metal influence if you listen to the album, which I told Charlie, because Charlie is not a nu metal fan at all. Even the good nu metal, like, he is not into it. The only thing,
have good taste.
The only thing close to nu metal that he will listen to is System of a Down and Deftones. And arguably, maybe the first two Deftones can really, I will argue White Pony can fit in that nu metal vibe. But though Deftones and System of a Down are the only things that get lumped in the nu metal umbrella that Charlie will listen to. And when I told him, I said, dude, you need to fucking check out the Kim Dracula album. He goes, alright, cool, I'll check it out. And then a couple hours later he goes, it's a little too nu metal for me. I'm like, oh, you're missing out, bro. You're missing out, man.
What's he into?
Huh?
What's he into?
I mean, about like me, just a lot of different stuff, a lot of different moods. It's odd. I mean, it depends on the day.
Yeah. With
Charlie, depends on the day. But me with Jonathan Davis on here, it's like a passing of the torch, and it's also like an approval, but it's also got to be an awesome treat, I guess, for Kim, because there have been a few Korn-style moments with Kim scatting on this album. And to have Jonathan Davis, I'm sure that had to be a thrill to have Jonathan Davis.
Some guitar sounds too on it. Some guitar sounds.
Yeah, some guitar sounds, because there's Slipknot vibes, there's Korn vibes, and I'm sure to have Jonathan Davis on a track.
Shore vibes.
Yeah. For a brand new person just coming out, you know, on your debut album, you've got Jonathan Davis, legend in the heavy metal world right now. Arguably my generation's Ozzy Osbourne. To be on your track is like when
Korn is our generation Metallica, and we're not.
Except he's
Hold
dumb.
on,
He should
hold
have fucking did the Adidas thing
Who's
a
the
long
goddamn
time ago.
Who's the god? Oh my, Cold Chamber. Kind of like when Cold Chamber got to have Ozzy on their second album.
Shut it. Just knock.
Had to be an honor. Had to be an honor. But Jonathan Davis is. Oh shit! I'm hearing something. Jonathan Davis has to be doing the most Jonathan Davis shit. Where we at? Where we at? Whoa! 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 What is this? Turkey pan. Hell yeah. You always use turkey pan. What is this?
What up?
Crystals. I'm gonna eat one. Cause I'm fucking starving and I'm drunk as fuck.
What are y'all doing?
We are reviewing Kim Dracula. Zach, just shut up, y'all.
Say what up, Zach.
What up?
Everybody say what up, Zach. But Jonathan Davis, to me, for a song that does all kinds of shit, Jonathan Davis just did Jonathan Davis. Jonathan Davis didn't
He could
go.
have scat. I mean, come on.
He could have at least scatted on it, yes. But instead,
Sounds wrong.
he does a chorus that could just be on any other fucking Korn song, you know.
But you think about it though, it's probably a thought move, right? It's one of those things like, okay, we put this on. We have Korn fans who listen to anything with Jonathan Davis on it, so that's what they're trying to attract to. Like they don't want to scare away that people who've been used to Korn in the last 10 years. Right.
I want to
15.
be the one that hurts you. It's like, no, look, I thought you said this 4 albums ago. Jonathan Davis is just doing Jonathan Davis. Normal old Jonathan Davis chorus shit. It's like, you could have brought your A game a little bit. You're sleepwalking, bro. You're sleepwalking. That's what happened there. But everything else, I mean, is cool. Jonathan Davis don't suck on the track. But he ain't great either. I mean, it's fine. But the drum solo,
That Kim does. That shit's insane.
fucking awesome.
And then he's like, whoa!
Yeah, he gets some little claps and shit after the drum solo. So fucking cool. And what's great is Jonathan Davis's mediocre, perfectly average Jonathan Davis feature doesn't ruin the song. He doesn't necessarily compliment it, but he doesn't ruin it. It's like, oh cool, here's the Jonathan Davis part. I'm waiting on Kim to come back and do Kim's thing. That is probably my most complaint, is nothing Kim has done. My biggest complaint is that Jonathan Davis is just doing Jonathan Davis of the past 20 years. Next is The Prestige, which is really cool because it's like all the voices in Kim's head kind of telling him, you know, gotta go ahead and go with the plan. Da, 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 da. Really fucking cool. It's almost like this whole album has this concept of like somebody who just wants to, maybe somebody who's like too obsessed with like celebrity culture, and wants to just do this massive, like it's almost like the whole album is a build up to a mass shooting so this character can be famous. Then you get Reunion and Reintegration. So heavy, so good.
You skip the Prestige.
That's what I just talked about with the voices in the head. Go ahead with the plan. Da, 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 da. But so heavy, so good. More great pig grunt breakdowns. So fucking good. That's all I wrote for this one.
It's just a really good heavy track.
Yeah.
You know, we need him up for this.
The best drunk food. So after this is Kitty Kitty.
That shit's so funny.
Kitty Kitty is cool.
Kitty be messing around.
Kitty be slipping
That shit's so
around.
funny.
Why you been sleeping so sound? So cool. I love the acoustic guitar on it. One of the few times you kind of hear acoustic guitar on this album. And then rappy shit. And then I love the elevator music at the end when you got the mass shooting going on. You got people in the background being killed and just some like nice
people screaming.
Yeah, nice easy elevator music kind of going on.
Leading into me.
Somebody talk while I shoot.
So, yeah, I enjoyed Kitty Kitty, but until Make Me Famous, that was the kind of blend that it went into it. It was like, and like you listen to, like at first you don't really, you're like, okay, Make Me Famous was about a mass shooting. That's what he was getting to the entire time. So yeah.
It's not when you watch the music video. It's such a cool music video. I love it when Kim's hanging out in the car with the wedding dress on. Fucking love that shit. I don't want to be a douche and be like, oh man, that's like some Joker shit. But it is like some Joker shit.
That's probably what it was.
It is what it was.
It is what it was. But yeah, Make Me Famous was like the last chaotic song on this album.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the beginning. With the It's Enough to Make You Think. Then a breakdown, a random horn, great rap bit. I mean, it's got everything this album has. Elevator music was a and then the bit where it's like I love to cause damage. Then you get this random throat singing bit and another fucking breakdown. Like there's a lot of breakdowns, and then a gunshot, and then just like this beep noise.
You missed the talking part though. That was really good.
Is that where it's like
sheer captain speaking?
Yeah,
you're doing all a fucking bull to the head. Yes, sir. Whatever you say, I'll paint the walls of fire. Fucking rad.
My man.
That's the best part of that fucking song.
Like, alright, fucking done it.
Talking about joining the military, he's going out just to kill, go and kill.
So then,
protect and to serve.
The final actual song on this album, a cover of Goo Goo Dolls' "Iris."
Oh God!
How in the fuck?
It's so
actually
good.
really, it's so much better.
It's so good.
It makes it so
How
good.
in the fuck is this so awesome?
Because Goo Goo Dolls suck, so this is actually really good.
Well,
The Goo Goo Dolls.
the Goo Goo Dolls version is fine.
I'm afraid to say it. They don't suck.
The Goo Goo Dolls version is fine. But it's like when you listen to this album, and you're hearing all this wild shit,
And then a Goo Goo Doll.
then your final track is a Goo Goo Dolls cover of "Iris."
And it's a chill cover too. It's not like something that's
You're
heavy.
like, what are we about to be in for? But no. And I don't want the world to...
It's literally a word for...
Yeah, it is a
word.
fairly, what's the word I'm
So it's
looking
a
for?
faithful cover.
A pretty faithful
So
cover.
it's like Weezer doing a cover.
No.
Better.
No, he
Because
plays
it's
Weezer
almost like...
covers
song.
Weezer does
It's
covers in
almost-
the style of the band they're covering.
Because the music... The music reminds me of like
Bland white.
when Marilyn Manson used to do a cover of a song. The music reminds me of when Marilyn Manson used to cover shit. The piano's got
So
this
it's
slight...
not faithful, he makes it his own.
He makes it his own but stays faithful.
Lyrically, it's faithful.
Like lyrically and melodically, it stays faithful.
Because when Marilyn Manson does a
darker.
cover, it almost sounds nothing like the original.
Right. It's weird, but that's what it reminds me of. It's like it stays faithful, but it does its own thing. Lyrically and melodically, it stays faithful. But musically, it slightly stays faithful. The piano's got like a slight detunedness, like an almost dissonant vibe to the piano, and it's just so somber. Such a slow and almost sad way to end the album musically. From an album that has been pure chaos all the way through, unpredictability, and we get a song that is pretty straightforward, probably the most straightforward track on the album. And I don't want you know, and that's another thing. Oh, we were talking earlier that like I'm nostalgic for stuff that I wasn't heavily into when I was a kid. For instance, pop punk and nu metal. I liked the stuff growing up, but I wasn't super into it because I was super into other things. But for some reason, I am incredibly nostalgic for that stuff. I am also nostalgic for this soft rock that is just hard enough for the alternative kids to get into, but just hard enough so the preps aren't afraid to listen to it, kind of shit. But I've always been a Third Eye Blind fan. So, I mean, but when I hear these Goo Goo Dolls songs, I'm like, I'm not going to change the station like I used to 20 years ago.
You know what that means, right?
What's that?
You're old.
Getting old, man.
We're getting old.
But...
Or you are old.
Nickelback is now popular. What year is it?
Hey,
oh my God!
Like, Nickelback isn't a great metal band, but they have some good metal songs.
They have some bangers.
Oh come on now!
Just like I will never say,
like,
I will never
the Machine.
like I will always say,
ago, that
right?
was a
Like that
song.
was a pretty metal ass track. I'll always say like,
How You Remind Me is a beautiful track.
no, it's not. But I'll say like Muse. Muse is not a metal band, but Muse has some great fucking metal songs.
Muse?
Yeah, like they're not a metal band, but they got some great fucking metal songs.
They got some heavy riffs.
Not just the
like
riffs.
How they do a lot
Knights
of
of
classical
Sidonia, you know,
kind
that
of
was-
riffs.
Man, some of them songs on that last album, but so that's the last track on this album as far as music goes. The last final track is an interlude, the Infernal, with little manager characters like, you know, hello, is this on? Yeah, you know, so that's the end of the album. And then you hear like a guy come in and say something to him. He's like, what do you mean Kim's dead? Okay, yeah, alright. And then it kind of ends right there.
It's the comedy.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a part of whatever concept, whatever's going on this
How does
album.
it come out?
Oh, it took me forever to figure this out.
That's what she said.
It took me forever.
How does it
You
come
have
out?
to push it, bloop, and then slide.
See, you know what's funny? About 13 years ago, I was talking to Charlie, like, one day, they're going to get rid of all CDs and vinyl, and this is what you're going to buy. A little card with it on a USB.
Shoot, not even
I'm
There's
sure
been a
this is
few
not-
artists that I've seen do that. The new Angel Spit did one on a USB. It's like a big USB with a keypad, like a key lock on
Can
it.
you imagine how you're going to have to display this? Get a big old card book. Look at my Pokemon.
But yeah, I have no idea how to display that with anything except for cleaning it up on shit. But this album, all the way through, it is one of the best albums I've heard all year. The most unpredictable, the most entertaining, the most non-get-boardable.
That's a new one.
For a 48-minute album, it is an incredibly fast sit-through. It is moving left and right. It is zigzags all the way through. You never know what's going to come next. Even when you figure out the flow of metal part, rap part, breakdown, there's still something different there. The breakdowns will have something different, like a random ass sax part, a random ass electronica part, you know, and then it will even do the random ass dissonant guitar lead part that I've heard for 15 years. But it is so entertaining when you get to the breakdown. You can't wait to hear what Kim does differently to it. The pig growls, the pig grunts, the death growls. I don't really know.
Symphonic metal music.
The symphonic metal stuff. The Kim's vocal range is phenomenal. Incredibly high pitched screams down to the most guttural pig fucking grunts. I mean, holy shit! This album just bleeds talent. It shits talent. It secretes talent out of its glands. This album is a 10 out of 10 for me. All the way. Not a single bad song. Nothing I dislike about this album except for Jonathan Davis's performance. But I have learned for the past 20 years to accept this Jonathan Davis performance. So therefore, Jonathan Davis is just doing Jonathan Davis, so it's not ruining anything. If anything, the rest of this album ruins Jonathan Davis.
Lord have mercy.
Made him look bad. Jonathan Davis looked like shit compared to this album.
There's the review, folks.
It's a 10, yeah, definitely.
There you go.
Definitely a 10.
Got it.
I enjoyed the entire thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Next time.
Wait, what kind of rating you get it?
By the way, so
Yeah.
anyway, hit our Facebook up, Speaker Brains. Our new album's coming out. Like I said, like he said, Black Friday. We got 2 singles out right now.
2 singles. Check the singles I'm dropping on SoundCloud under Bloody Chunkle Studios. Right now, it's a David track under the group Hickamus. That song is called Hunting Season. The next single that dropped just yesterday is a track from my buddy JR under his group Slewfoot. That is called Dear Santa Claus.
It's so fun, so good.
And I'm dropping 2 singles a week because this album already is over 30 tracks.
It's an hour and a half, you said? It's a
gonna-
long ass album.
Right now, this album, right now, as far as everything that's on the laptop, the album is over 88 minutes. And I still have a thing or two to do in just a moment.
It's not as long as the last one we did.
Well, it's not as long as Sticky Middle Finger.
It's definitely longer than the Halloween album.
But we haven't. It's definitely longer than the Halloween album. The Halloween album, I was able to omit 2 tracks to put it on CD. This one, if I do a CD, it'll be 2 fucking discs.
It has to be.
So this will definitely probably be stream and download only. It will be released on every single digital platform from Spotify, Apple, Amazon to shit I've never heard of before. It will also be on Bandcamp, and it will be available for purchase on Bandcamp and download. But the singles are dropping every week on SoundCloud. That's all I really use SoundCloud now for, is to just drop singles. The singles won't be there forever because you have limited space, limited upload space for SoundCloud also. Right now it's 2 singles that we just mentioned. Next week there's going to be another 2 singles, so there's going to be a single every Tuesday and a single every Friday. Until Black Friday, which is the release of the full album, which you will be able to hear on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and all kinds of other shit. I don't know what a Deezer is, but it's there. It's a list of shit. It'll be on YouTube Music. It'll be on all that stuff. So,
and it goes hard. Like,
yeah, everybody brought their damn A game.
Very A game. It's much better than, if you heard the Halloween album, I think it's much better than the Halloween album when it comes to like the song quality.
You heard it.
So.
Straight from the David mouth. But we will see you guys on the next episode. I need a piss, I need a cigarette, and we got a song, 2 songs to finish. See you guys in a little bit.
Peace.